Hey there, Dr. Charlene here. And today we are going to talk about what the best diet is for Hashimoto's. This is a common question that I get, that I've seen out there, and the answer is simply that there is not one best diet for any group of people. Every person is so complex and so different, and what even might be the right diet. And I say diet as in like, what should you eat? Not like trying to lose weight, but what you should eat. Um, that can vary not only person to person, but in the same person from stage of life. So what used to work for you in the past may not work for you now, which may not work for you in the future. It is so complex. There are, however, a few kind of basic guidelines that I recommend for all of my Hashi patients. And I do recommend that you avoid what I call the big six. I will list the last one last, and this is the one where I get the most pushback. And so I'll give a little caveat on that guy. But the big six are gluten, dairy, and soy, and then alcohol, sugar, and caffeine. So caffeine is the one where people give me a lot of pushback, and so I'll talk about that in a moment. But gluten, dairy, and soy have a very similar protein makeup to each other. Like the protein structure looks almost the same, almost identical among those three. And those three protein structures look almost identical to thyroid tissue. So if your body's already attacking your thyroid tissue, ergo you have Hashimoto's, and then the gluten, dairy, and soy proteins look very similar to your thyroid tissue, and you eat that and put it in your gut, that's going to send an immune signal from the thyroid, basically like, hey, we're attacking here, and it's going to send that into the gut and start attacking those proteins, which then there's always this, kind of collateral damage where, yes, it's going to attack the proteins of the food you just ate, but the collateral damage being the GI tract. And so that tissue is going to get damaged in the process. So that's the reason for avoiding gluten, dairy, and soy. And then the reason you want to avoid alcohol is because it doesn't help the liver convert T4, which is the primary way to get thyroid hormone out of the thyroid and into the body. It needs to convert that T4 into T3. The majority of that conversion happens in the liver. So if you're consuming alcohol or anything else that damages the liver, that could even be pharmaceutical drugs, then you're going to have a tougher time converting your natural thyroid hormone or even the synthetic hormones that you're given as a prescription. Most of the levothyroxine and synthroid, well, all of the levothyroxine and synthroid out there, those synthetic hormones, pharmaceutical hormones for thyroid, are T4, not the usable T3. So if your liver is inundated and not working properly because you keep hammering it with alcohol and other substances that it needs to manage, then you're not going to be converting your T4 into T3. You're not even converting your drugs that you're taking that are supposed to help you. Sugar is just a major inflammatory substance. There's no way to slice it or, put a bow on top of this one. How do they say, put lipstick on a pig? So sugar is just damaging. I don't care what you're dealing with, even if it's not Hashimoto's, eliminate or highly reduce sugar from your diet. And then caffeine. Caffeine can be really difficult for Hashimoto's because, one, it can overstress the adrenals, which may already be overtaxed. I would bet a huge amount of money that if you have Hashimoto's, your adrenals are in the toilet. And so adding all that caffeine is going to further exacerbate the adrenal fatigue. And it can just be kind of a little band-aid over the fatigue that you have from Hashimoto's. So if you're that person where you just need to pound coffee all day long to get by, that's just kind of covering up a bigger problem that we can address as a root cause. So avoid the big six and see how you feel. If you're going to start avoiding gluten, dairy, soy, alcohol, sugar, and caffeine, that's already going to put you in a position where you're kind of avoiding those inner aisles within the grocery store and you're just going to shop the perimeter. Eat high quality meats, fruits and veggies, eggs if you can tolerate it, let the dairy go, and avoid the bread. All right. I hope this was helpful for you, as in, quote, the best diet for Hashimoto's. And we can always dive a little deeper and explore what works for your body at this time, right now. I'm Dr. Charlene. I run the Recovery Blueprint. It is free for guests to join for a limited time, so you can explore the world and see what we have going on here. And if you would like more information, you can find that link below this video. All right. Thank you so much. Be well.